Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm glad to be here today at Bank of Dudley. I have with me Sam Bell, the president and CEO here at Bank of Dudley. And Sam, first of all, I want to thank you for letting us come in and visit with the bank. And I'm excited about going around the next couple of days and visiting all the branches. And my goodness, you got them scattered all over the county, don't you?
We do. We got them from Highway 80 from East Dublin all the way to Jeffersonville, and parts in between.
Yeah. The bank has grown so much since 1905. And I know you've been with the bank for not that long, but you have been.
Well, it's longer than you think. I'm working on my 13th year now.
Wow. Wow. Okay. That's longer than I actually realized. But we're excited about talking to the lenders. You have so many lenders within the bank, and quite a diverse group, don't you?
We do. We've got some lenders that have had a lending authority for less than a year. And we got Cliff Cruz, who is actually heading up our Jeffersonville operation right now. And Cliff's been with the bank 44 years.
Wow. Wow.
So we have it from one end to the other.
Yeah, and I was looking at the list of people I'll be talking to, and it's literally hundreds of years of lending experience. And I was looking at just the mortgage department. You got two ladies there with over 75 years of experience. That says a lot about a mortgage department.
It does. We've just hired Sherry Adderholt. Sherry comes to us from the Gainesville area, has 23 years of mortgage experience and even more than that as far as true banking experience. But she came from an environment up there that's very, very active as far as the real estate market, a lot of second home buying up there because of the mountains. She's doing us an excellent job, and actually we're on pace to close some secondary market loans in less than 30 days,
wow,
which is amazing now with all the rules and regs. So we're excited about her coming on board.
And that's got to help coming from a market like the Gainesville market, because that's more of a fast-paced market than we live in. So that's probably why you're closing these loans a little quicker.
It is. And people ask Sherry, why in the world did you move from Gainesville to Soapton, Georgia? She actually moved to Soapton, but children and grandchildren. So yeah, that's the reason.
We know how that is. I'll tell you, you'll do just about anything, because you know, and we grew up together, Sam, but family's everything.
It is. The Bank of Dudley, I didn't realize it until I got here, but this is a banking family. Of course, when you say family, the same family that started the bank back in 1905 still owns the bank. But our staff is like family. If something happens, if it's a family tragedy or emergency or a happy event, it's felt throughout the bank. It is a true family environment. We work with these people 8, 9, 10 hours a day, so yeah, it's quickly they become family.
They better be family. And you know what I really love about coming into the bank, or whether it be East Dublin or Jeffersonville or Dudley or out on Veterans, but it is a family. And as I see their desk, pictures of family, or they may have a big buck on the wall that they kill with their young'uns, or I see them coaching ball. I see them in the civic clubs out raising money, or in the parades, or the pancake supper, all the many events that go on. So I don't know how many community hours. I don't even know if you have an answer like that, but your employees serve this community.
We do. We're a community bank, and there's larger institutions that call themselves, not locally, most all of our banks here locally are community banks, but I see advertisements on television and other places, and they're talking about a community bank. This is a community bank.
Yes.
When you see our people, just like you said, you see them flipping pancakes, you see them coaching ball, you see them helping with the production of the Nutcracker. You see them at church. You see them in any civic club in Dublin that there is. We have members. We encourage our people to do that. We encourage our people, if they need to leave at 3 o'clock in the afternoon to go to an all-star tournament or be with a kid for the end of the year party, yeah, this is something that we encourage. If the employee is going to be happy here, we want them to make sure they're happy at home with the family, and all that just works well together.
Yeah, and productivity has to go up, because when you got a happy employee and they're allowed to go to that all-star game, or go see their child at honors day or whatever it might be, it just makes them work that much harder when they're here. And we know that from personal experience.
It does. It does. We see that.
Yeah. And looking back, you're talking about kids. Of course, our kids are grown, so we know how fast they grow up. So it's important that these employees do spend time, because those times just fly by. We know life is a vapor, and it just disappears right before our eyes. It's hard to believe that we're in our late 50s. I'll leave it like that. But, it does really fly by, and I really appreciate you encouraging your employees to be involved like that.
Well, that's just part of being a community banker. And we do at every level in the bank. This is not something we just encourage at the officer level. We encourage our employees to get involved in the community, be involved with their children, be involved with their children's schools, be involved with your church. It's just community banking.
Yep, and it is true community. It's not just words you're saying. I know. I watch it lived out every day, and we want you to know, if you're watching, not only do you hear what Sam's saying, but even within the banks and the business here in town, y'all, I know, to encourage people to come here to open plants and factories. I know y'all work together with other banks to put things together, because if it's good for the community, it's good for all of us.
It is. There's a healthy competition among all of us, but I can pick up the phone and call any bank president in this town and ask a favor, or would you like to do this, or how about let's get together on this, and it's done.
Before we take a break and I start talking to the employees, I just want you to brag one more time on your team of people, from the tellers to the people behind the scenes. Sometimes you go in the bank, you hardly ever see some of the employees. They're auditing and doing different things behind certain walls, I know, but I just want to give you the opportunity, because I know you are proud of your employees.
We are. The employees that you don't see, they are a very valuable team. It's our operations team. We're renovating our downtown building now, and they will have a state-of-the-art facility upstairs. And it's loan operations, it's deposit operations, it's the compliance, it's the just every area of the bank. It can't run. The tellers can't do what they do, the lenders can't do what they do, and the CSRs can't do what they do without the back office staff. So we try to do everything we can to keep that a cohesive group and to bridge that gap anytime we can.
We could do another show just on compliance, couldn't we? I know that's a major department.
Yeah, it is. That's all I'll say.
That's right.
Our compliance people are great. It's just the rules and regs
right.
that we have to comply with. They make it tough and
That's
challenging every day.
And we want you to know, if you're watching, a lot of times you go to the bank here in town and you might get upset or disappointed in a decision, but a lot of these rules and regulations are coming from the federal government, and we just have to comply here with community banks, don't we?
We do. We do. When they make these regulations, they make it with a wide, large paintbrush. There's not a distinguishing, there's not enough of a distinguishing level between a $500 billion bank and a $200 million bank. And when you have to comply with the same rules and regs, it becomes very tricky to reach an economy of scale where you can hire up the professional compliance people that you need to do at our level what you have to comply with. We've done it, and it's quite a challenge.
Okay, and finally, we are in this, what was formerly Scott Thompson's law office here, and I've been filming as everything's kind of been coming together from the raw product as we go through this process. How long has this process been, and where do you go from here?
We started in August or September of 2016. Now, we started with the acquisition of the building much sooner than that. but the actual construction, I guess the first nail that was driven or the first nail that was pulled out, first shovel that was put in the dirt was around August or September. And this project, we're almost at the end of phase 2. Phase 3 should begin by July 1. Phase 3 will be completed, we think, by Thanksgiving to have a new grand opening. But it's about 24,000 square feet will be the building at that time. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah. And the reason we're sitting where we are with this shot, so many of you have asked me in the community, I'm sure you too, Sam, but what do they do with that staircase that was in that building? Well, we framed this shot up just so you can see the staircase is still here.
That's not exactly how the question was asked. The question was asked by many of my mother's friends, people in DAR and bridge clubs. It was posed to me like this: Sam, y'all are going to keep the staircase and mirror, aren't you? Yes, ma'am, we are.
That's right, and that's what you say.
That's exactly what I said.
Especially when Miss Bell speaks, you better listen, huh?
So you can see the staircase and the mirror behind us. And,
absolutely.
And we kept it intact.
Well, good. Well, Sam, thank you very much for taking the time to talk with me. I know you're super busy, and we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back and talk to many, many lenders throughout the company here at Bank of Dudley. You stay with us. We'll be back right after this. At Bank of Dudley, we want to help with all your lending needs. Whether you're thinking of buying a new car, remodeling your home, or just want to go on vacation, let one of the many lenders at a Bank of Dudley branch near you help realize your dreams. Bank of Dudley, we're big enough to offer the great services you need, but small enough to make sure you can talk to someone you trust. Bank of Dudley with 5 convenient locations: East Dublin, downtown Dublin, and Veterans Boulevard, Dudley, and Jeffersonville. Bank of Dudley, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender. Welcome back, everybody. As promised, I am here at the Bank of Dudley at the downtown location where, as Jane and I talk, you'll hear construction in the back, because if you ride around downtown, you'll see how it's all coming together. And we can't wait over the next few months to show you and bring you a tour of the past and the present. But I'm with Jane Frederick. You're a vice president here and branch manager now downtown. You was at East Dublin for so long, wasn't you?
For a long time, that's right.
And how long have you been in banking?
I have been in banking. This is my 39th year.
My goodness, that's
You
hard.
didn't know I was 39, did you?
No, and I'm going to challenge that. There's no way you've been in banking 39 years. I mean, I've known you my whole life.
I have been in banking 39 years.
Wow. And I know you enjoy it. Local family, your husband coached and taught out at East Lawrence,
That's right.
and your children went to
That's right.
East Lawrence,
That's
and just a lot of connections on the east side. What kind of change was it coming to this downtown branch?
Well, I have worked actually in East Dublin since 1979, so it was a little change for me, but I have enjoyed it. I enjoy being downtown where all the action is, and being able to walk to lunch, and that's good, but I do miss my East Dublin crew. Yeah,
and they miss you. As you heard before we come to this, went to a break and come back over here talking to Brandon, he really bragged on you a lot and what he had learned from you, and still learning. He said he still calls you about things, and you help him with it. But, you know, that's what it's all about, Jane, is helping each other through life, because as we talked off camera, we all make mistakes. We all need, I know I need all the help I can get.
Me too. I still make mistakes.
Yeah.
Things change.
Yes, absolutely. What's one of the biggest changes you've seen in the banking business?
Regulations. Nothing is simple anymore. It's just so hard to do things the way that they're supposed to be done, and we did that anyway, but it's just so many regulations that we have to adhere to. That's been the biggest change, I think.
And I would think, being around the community like I am, that's been a big change for the consumer too, not understanding.
That's right. We have to educate our customers on the changes. Yeah.
And I want to make sure everybody understands that, because not just you, but this bank and other banks in the community, y'all's hands are tied.
That's right. We're all fighting the same battle.
Yeah, absolutely. And being a part of a community bank, and a bank that's way over 100 years old, and having that support, How does that feel to you?
It's great. It's great to know that this bank has lasted as long as it has, and the same family owns it, and it's different than with the big mega banks, and we're part of the community. We enjoy being part of the community. We're all involved in our churches, our clubs, and I'm in Pilot Club, and you know, we know what goes on in our community, and we want to be a part of it.
Yeah, and it's easy to do business at Bank of Dudley, having branches up in Jeffersonville, all the way to East Dublin,
That's right.
downtown, and Veterans Boulevard. So
Almost on Highway 80 all the way.
that's right, and it's easy whether you live out in Flat Rock or Rockledge, out in that area, or if you live in Montrose, or people are watching us right now in Johnson County,
That's
Truitland
right.
County, and
Our surrounding areas,
yeah.
coming in from Truitland and Johnson.
and I know y'all do business with people from all around this
Oh,
area.
yes, oh, yes. We
And
sure
not
do.
only that, you have employees that are from Truitland County.
I'm from
and-
Johnson.
And Johnson County and Kite, Georgia.
That's right, that's right, Meeks, Georgia.
That's right, that's right. But that's
Yeah.
important because you get to do business with local people.
That's right.
In a local community
right.
bank, and that means
That's
a
right.
lot, don't it?
That's right, if my customers have an issue, they can come to me. You know, they don't have to call somebody in another state or something like that. They come to me and we solve that issue, whatever it is.
Yeah, and those things come up.
Yes, they do.
And
Yes,
that
they
is
do.
so important. You don't have to get on a telephone and punch 3 and punch 2 and whatever.
That's right.
You actually call 277-1500 and ask for you, and if you're not with a customer, if you are, you call them back.
That's
So,
right, that's exactly right.
You talked about the Pilot Club. What a wonderful organization.
Yes, it is, yes, it is. I'm honored to be part of that.
Tell our viewers some of the projects that y'all do during the year.
One of the main things that we do is we provide bicycle helmets to every first grader in Lawrence County Schools, Trinity, West Lawrence, East Lawrence, Dublin City Schools. Every first grader gets a bicycle helmet, and they are so exciid that day when
Yeah.
they get those helmets.
I know, and I've got to cover that a lot of years when y'all do that at different schools. But I mean, think about, Jane, the lives that the Pilot Club and y'all doing this that you possibly save
That's
by
right.
giving these young people bicycle helmets.
That's right. The focus of Pilot Club is brain-related injuries and prevention of those, and illnesses too. So we're protecting those little noggins.
Yeah, that's right. Jane, we sit in front of, we're here in the new lobby of the old Thompson building.
That's right.
And that you see our backdrop is this staircase. And a lot of people ask me, know I come in and out a lot, but did they save that staircase? Because that's important to a lot of people, going back
Yes.
to community. But isn't it great that
It's
the
a-
bank decided to save this?
Yes, it is a beautiful staircase, and it's going to make this end of the building, I think. When everything else gets opened up, it's going to be able to be seen, and it's going to be really nice, I think. We're
Yeah.
looking forward to the completion.
You heard the excitement there, didn't you? And as I mentioned from the get-go, you'll hear saws and hammers and stuff as we talk because we're right next door to the construction. And I'm excited about showing our viewers in the future the raw product
Yes.
and then what it turns out to be at the end. But let's talk about Linden, Jane.
Okay.
What all, in a typical day, what do you lend money for, and how can you help the people watching us?
Okay. I'm a consumer lender. So, you know, most of my lending is cars, boats, four-wheelers, mortgages. We do a lot of mortgage lending here, and we like to do that. We like to help our customers. And, you know, you have somebody that their family has grown, and they need more bathrooms, they need more bedrooms, you know, and we're here to help them.
Yeah.
They may need a bigger vehicle,
Yeah.
you know, and somebody may retire and want that nice boat, you know, to go fishing there all the time with. So we loan money for most anything.
Yeah, and I know, but being a community bank, you can get creative and help people.
That's right.
If school's getting out right now and want to go on vacation somewhere, go to Hawaii or go somewhere and don't have the cash to put out, you can make small payments.
We can lend for most anything. And it's a wonderful feeling to be able to help your customer acquire what they need.
Yeah.
It really is.
And I got to know, you've been in banking for 39 years, looking back at people you loan to and then their children
Yes.
and grandchildren, I
Yes.
guess, now.
I even bank some of the fourth generations now.
Wow. On a
Yeah.
personal level, how does that feel to you?
It's great. I love to see the kids growing up, you know, and I'm building relationships, and that's what community banking is all about, is
Yeah.
relationships. And when I'm banking mom and daddy, the little ones are there, and you know, I'm good to them, and I talk to them, and I learn their names, and when they get ready to open their account, they're gonna come see Miss Jane.
Originally, the 39 years ago, what got you in banking?
Wow. That was a long time ago. I was just out of college, a junior college in Swainsboro. It was called East Georgia, no, it was called Emmanuel County Junior College at that time. And just straight out of college, and instead of going on like I should have for my other 2 years, I thought, I want to work a while. So I applied at several of the banks downtown, CNS at that time, Farmers and Merchants, and they both called me, but I went with Farmers and Merchants, and I really enjoyed my time there.
Yeah.
Sure did. And that was in 1978.
Yep. And you work with some great people
Yes,
that
I
we
have.
both know very
Wonderful
well.
mentors, I'm
Yeah.
telling you. Yes.
Yeah, and you've worked with Sam for many, many years
That's right.
at a couple different banks, I know, but
Yes.
y'all worked together for a long time, hadn't you?
Yes, he came to Farmers and Merchants in 79, and I was in 78.
Wow.
Yeah, we were actually on the tunnel line together.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
Yeah, so many changes as we talked about earlier in banking, but I want to thank you for talking to me today, and
Thank you.
I want to thank you for what you do for our community, Pilot Club and the other things you're involved in, and of course, all the generations that you've helped,
Yes.
and you just said it, but I know it's a great feeling to see people grow their families
Yes, it
and buy
is.
homes and send their kids to college.
Yes, it is.
And those relationships, they're not customers.
That's right. They're
These-
friends and family. And I
Absolutely.
love them. You'll see me going out in the lobby and hugging folks all the time, you
Yeah.
know.
Well, we're
They're
huggers.
my dear friends. That's right. I'm a hugger. And, you know, I have some really dear friends that are customers, you know.